Before we start today's video, I just want to briefly mention if you hit join on the channel here and pledge just $2 a month, you get access to a lot of great things. The Discord access where we're going to be doing a ton of raids during Pokemon Go Fest this weekend. And also, I'm getting ready to actually mail out some Pokemon cards here to the members. That's all you have to do, just $2 a month. And you get some Pokemon cards mailed to you. I do holos, rare reverse holos, and if you're actually subscribed to be Diamond, I send really rare cards. I'm actually sending my first batch of extremely rare cards as well. And you get more perks depending on what you choose. And if you don't like YouTube, say, hey, can I do Patreon? You can do Patreon as well. There is a link. You can simply just pledge $1 if you just want to support, and then the $2, $5, and of course $10 tier as well. But without further ado, let's get into Go Fest and how you should properly prepare for it. Okay, Pokemon Go Fest 2022. Now, you guys are probably already aware of some basics that you should probably do, but I'm going to cover both if you have money to spend, because honestly, you guys know me, there's not a single event on this earth, Pokemon Go wise, that you should spend money on other than Pokemon Go Fest. This is the only event that I think you should spend extra money, if you have it, to get some more items to make it worthwhile, make it worth enjoyable, make what you're spending worth the risk, I guess you could say, honestly. But I'm also going to go over how you can utilize this event free to play as well. So first off, let's just kind of talk about day one. Day one runs from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. local time. This is where you're catching. This is where you're trying to complete your special research for your Shaman. This is where you're trying to get a bunch of candy for Pokemon that you might not even have. Or this is your chance to get PvP IVs, or this is your chance to get raid IVs. So let's just kind of go over what you get. Bonuses available for all trainers with or without a ticket. Rotating habitat hours for all trainers featuring different Pokemon regardless of whether they have an event ticket. Shiny Shroomish, Shiny Numel, Shiny Carablast, Shiny Axew, and Shiny Shelmet will debut in Pokemon Go regardless if you have a ticket or not. So if you're free to play, you have all these shinies available to you as if you bought a ticket. And then also you got a free avatar item in the shop. So here's the rotating habitats. If you haven't seen my video talking about these in diverse, extensive detail on which Pokemon you should be catching and why, make sure you check out that video, but we are not going to go over that in this. So as a free-to-play player and as a ticketed player, you want to make sure you have plenty of Pokeballs. The number one problem and the number one thing I see and know is people not having enough balls to catch all the Pokemon that they want. And you can mitigate that doing that ahead of time, because spinning stops is going to be a huge waste of time, because every time you spin stops, that could be a Pokemon you're catching, and especially one that you need, or a shiny click for that matter. Same thing goes for when you're going into raids. You're missing all that time to click on shinies unless you're raiding Shiny Axew, or Axew I should say, and trying to get the shiny. We'll touch on that in a minute. But make sure you have plenty of balls, Pokeballs, Great Balls, Ultra Balls. Try to have more Great Balls and Ultra Balls than Pokeballs, because you're also increasing your chance of catching, like for example, Drillbur on one throw. A Great Ball and Ultra Ball is going to help you guarantee catching it on a one throw as opposed to a Pokeball, which has the lowest amount of chance. So I see a lot of people hoarding a bunch of Pokeballs. I recommend hoarding a bunch of Great Balls and Ultra Balls and guaranteeing you that you're going to catch the desired Pokemon you're looking for or trying to catch quicker than if you use a Pokeball and it breaks out 3 or 4 times. It saves you time. Because there are a lot of good Pokemon to catch. Rufflet with a chance of being shiny. Again, Drillbur for PvP. You want to make sure you have plenty of high level tier balls to catch said Pokemon. Now, we still don't have confirmation on the instance like nerf or buff, so right now I will not say use instance for the most part. I don't know. If you have it, use it, I guess. But because Axew is going to be on instance, it's tough. It really is tough, because here are the exclusive instance spawns for ticket holders: Galarian, Weezing Galarian, Clink, Unknown, Torkoal, Axew, Tropius, Pancham. So you know what? You're forced. You're forced, and that's See, that's the thing. If instance is still like nerfed to 1 spawn per 5 minutes, because let's be honest, you're not going to be that mobile, even if you're in a vehicle, because you're going to park from spot to spot to spot to spot, catching, raiding, especially for shiny Axu and a good IV one for that matter. So, we're forced to use an instance, yes, but our spawns are going to be so abysmal. It's sad, because if it's an hour long, you get 5 spawns per 30 minutes, because it's a spawn per 5 minutes. So you're only going to get 10 spawns per hour if you're stacking. 10! That's it! 10! It's terrible. So, if you have instances, use them as a ticket holder. If you're free to play, I wouldn't. I don't think it's worth it, because you don't get the exclusive instance spawns if you don't have a ticket. If you're free to play, I don't think they're worth it. If they buff this though, instance to normal, whether you paid for a ticket or not, use it. Use it. As a ticket holder, you're forced to use or buy instances. That's just the way it is. You can blame Niantic. Even if you, just imagine, what if you missed out on that one Axu spawn from your instance and it would have been shiny? You never would have known. You never know. So we're forced to use instances as a ticket holder. For those who don't have tickets and they don't buff the instance, I don't recommend you using them. Save them for whenever they finally bring that crap back. So there's all the shinies. We already know that, but it's available to both people. Pokeballs, we've talked about it. Instance, you finally know how to make a decision about that. Whether if you have a ticket, you're forced to. If you don't have a ticket, you actually don't have to. If it's still nerfed, we just discussed that. Now, ticket holder exclusive bonuses. You got the Shaman Special Research available for ticket holders. Yada yada yada. During the events, increased chance of encountering shinies. Blah blah blah. Exclusive instant spawns. We already talked about this. Global Catch Challenge. Blah blah blah. Shaman Special Research. We know what that's about with the ticket holders. So, what is something you should pay attention to? Well, if we scroll down on both day bonuses, this is where things get interesting. Now this is ticket holder exclusives. Spin a photo disc at gyms to earn up to 9 free raid passes. These can be used for only in-person raids. So here's what I tell you. If you have a ticket, use these. Now what should you use them on? Honestly, it depends. But personally, all Axu raids. For 2 reasons. 1, duh, shiny. 2, a good IV winner 100%. Will Axu get a community day down the road? Absolutely. Of course it will. But this will save you time on 1, trying to hunt for a good high IV one, and 2, having to stress about that, and 3, not having to worry about catching as many candies or getting as much candy because you've done 9 Axu raids and you pineapple them too, so it's going to save you that much more time during the Axu community day. And if you get a shiny, then you really don't have to stress. But your main goal shouldn't necessarily be to get shiny Axu. If you get one, that's icing on the cake. Just try to get a good IV one. It's a fantastic Pokemon in the Master League, and it's a pretty good Pokemon in general. So the community day will probably make it a monster depending on the move it gets. Now, if you don't have shiny Kyogre or shiny Groudon, maybe try to do that too, obviously. Or if you don't have a good IV one, obviously. But that's common sense. But Axu is the #1 Pokemon I would be raiding with my 9 free raid passes if you have a ticket. Now, if you don't have a ticket, I believe Kyogre and Groudon are still accessible to you. I would just mainly focus on those for the rewards and for, the XL candies and the good candies for Kyogre and Groudon, because they're always going to be usable in Pokemon Go. Take 5 snapshots. Other than that, that's pretty much it. This is a pretty short video. So here you go. Pokemon Go Fest free versus ticket experience. Available to all players, rotating habitats, collection challenge, all the shinies, free avatar item. Certain Pokemon will be making their debut in 5-star raids on Sunday, so you will still be able to get access to the raids on Sunday, which I bet are going to be Ultra Beasts. We're going to have a video come on that here very soon before the weekend. Every Pokemon feature on Saturday will be appearing again on Sunday, so if you don't get any shinies as a free-to-play player, you can also grind for that as well. But ticket holders is honestly where a lot of things come from. So let's recap on what's important and what's not important. What's important? More Great Balls, more Ultra Balls, then Pokeballs. Guarantee those catches, so it makes things easier, you can farm better. If you have the money, spend on raid passes, remote, whatnot, raid the heck out of Axus, raid the heck out of everything you can, utilize your community and your friends list. It also, if you have incense, you need to use it as a ticketed player. You're forced to using it. Sorry I'm scrolling so much. You are forced to use it. You have to use it. Even though it stinks, you have to use it. Free-to-play players. Again, farm up on the Pokeballs. The Great Balls, Ultra Balls more specifically. Don't have to use incense. You have access to all these shinies as well. Use your raid passes sparingly, but on Axu only. If you're free to play. I'm not going to tell you to get a bunch of coins from gyms, because that's BS. No one does that anymore. But if you have free coins, I recommend you spending it on raid passes. Not incense. Not lucky eggs. Not star pieces. Raid passes. Other than that, it's the same thing with anything else, any event in Pokemon Go. If you can afford to buy the items, buy the items. If you can't, utilize what you're given, prepare, and catch. Because at the end of the day, this is just a giant community day with a mass release of shinies. So I hope this helps you guys out on like what you should focus on, what you shouldn't focus on. Ticketed people are forced to do certain things as opposed to free-to-play players. Free-to-play players, you're not really missing out a whole bunch, as you can see. You just need to focus on catching Pokemon, getting better IV Pokemon, getting your shinies, knocking that out of the way so you don't have to worry about it in the future. XL candies, Stardust, even though it's not really going to be a lot. Notice I didn't mention anything about hatching eggs, because honestly, we don't know anything about hatching eggs. So I left that out. If you have incubators, use them. But other than that, no need. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below if I've left anything out to better prepare for Pokemon Go Fest this weekend. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, be a part of the Fitz City fam. Also think about becoming a member. Again, we do all kinds of remote raids all the time. We recently just got a new member. Thank you, Waylon. And yeah, Pokemon cards too. I mean, it's a pretty good gig. So hope to see you as a new member of the channel. I'll see you guys in the next Pokemon Go video.